Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. This is a Super Dave special review. Super Dave here with another action figure review or reviews. And this one is totally different. I've never done anything like this before. Matter of fact, I had the 1/18 scale or 3/4 scale G.I. Joes and collected them for years. And then when I got back into He-Man and the Masters of the Universe via Classics, because they had more articulation and the detail and the size and just the diorama potential that I kind of always missed in that smaller scale. Now it seems like the 1/18 scale figures are roaring back. They're coming back in style. Seems like, some things have happened, but I had gotten rid of all those, and I'm going to post on Instagram soon some of my dioramas that I used to do in my 20s when I used to have all those G.I. Joes. I had just about everything. And so now I'm collecting classified G.I. Joes and the retro card G.I. Joes and stuff like that in that 1/12 scale. But 1/18 scale is that 3 1/4, 3 3/4 size. We'll see what these are. And the scales vary even in that line, just like in the 1/12 scale, 1/10 scale type action figures. But Joy Toy S&K, the King of Fighters, has released a diorama set that looks really cool. I'm getting ready to show it to you right now. That goes along with their action figures. Just check that out. Looking cool. This is 1/18 scale. Now, another company that has a lot of 1/18 scale stuff, in case you're needing that, is extremesets.com. Extremesets.com, spelled just like it sounds. But this company did a smart thing. Joy Toy did. Joy Toy S&K did a smart thing. They've released a line of the King of Fighters Ultimate Match, and each figure comes with something to go along with this, as far as like the health meters and the little figures that you can plug into this. And then this is supposed to be a pretty good size diorama based on what I've seen pictures online. And even there, as you see on the back of the box. But I've seen actual better pictures online showing figures on it, and it looks like you can fit a lot of figures in this space. So I'm excited about checking that out. So we're going to review that diorama set, but also two of the Joy Toy S&K, the King of Fighters Ultimate Match. We have Hero Team Kaio Kusanagi. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but you see how tiny this figure is. A little smaller than I expected, but tons of detail and tons of articulation. And that's what gets me, because I'm an articulation junkie. I love the articulation. And this guy also, they come with so many cool stands and effect pieces and accessories. It's almost like 1/12 scale, but maybe even better. I mean, this is about the size of a 1/12 scale package, but yet it's a 1/18 scale figure. There's a little piece that can go with the stage-based Japan Street, which is what they call this 1/18 scale diorama set. So we've got this guy who is Kaio, apparently. And then here's Hero Team Benimaru Nikaido, something like that. And he's an interesting fella. At first, I didn't know if this was a female or a male, but when I read the bio on Big Bad Toy Store, it does say he. So, but you'll see what I mean just from his crop top. It just kind of looks funny. But anyway, there's some interesting details about these guys. Don't put any kind of bio or anything on the back, not even any pictures on the back. You do get kind of a collector-friendly package here as far as seeing the figure and some of his accessories, and then also a picture on the side of the figure, on the side of the box. I didn't show you that on this one. There he is. But we're going to break open these guys and check them out along with the 1/18 scale diorama set. But then there's some figures that I was able to get on clearance at Walmart that I thought were really cool. Check this out. This is Streets of Rage by Jack's Toys. And I think this is supposedly 1/18 scale, but they look a little bigger than the King of Fighters. So I'm not sure if it's going to fit as far as this guy. But then I got this guy the other day in the clearance section, and this is Altered Beasts Were-Dragon. And, you know, a dragon, he can be bigger than the humans. So definitely going to pair this guy up with the Japanese set and see how, you know, kind of like Rampage. Remember the old video game Rampage? We're going to let a dragon loose in the city. All right, let's go over here to our blank background. I do have my NECA brick little 2-story thing here. See how that goes along 1/18 scale. This is really made for 1/12 scale, but we'll see how it goes. And let's go ahead and try to set up this set here behind me right here in this little blank section. Hopefully it'll fit, but we're finding out right now. All right, when you take everything out of the box, you have 4 sections. You have these pegs, squares that you can connect A1, A2, A3, and A4. So it forms, of course, as you see there, like the street or the sidewalk maybe rather. And then you have the, I guess, levels, like your health meter level, like when you start the game, a fighting game. So you put that together. And then I forgot to mention this, you install these brackets, these they almost look like light poles, but they're not. They connect to the back. You plug them in with pegs as well. Almost like Lego type connection on the back end. They're marked. So you put the one that has like a straight peg, square straight peg in the middle with the 2 peg platforms that are closer together, and then a slider on either end with the corresponding peg connector. As you can see, it's very self-explanatory when you look at it. And then you can plug in this, and then you slide, as you see here it shows, you slide the backdrop through that section all the way to the end, and it goes in between that vertical little small wall there that is connected to that bracket, and then through the sliders, as I was saying, on the ends. So once you get all that done, this is what you get, and it's looking very 3-dimensional and very cool. You can see this here, and you see that the gray parts are empty because that's where you're going to put the little pieces that come with each figure. And then you can also magnetically attach levels which come with the packaging. You see the magnet there, and you can have the levels wherever you want them to be. Really cool. So they attach up there in that little section with magnets. So now let's first take a look at, I'm calling him Hero Team Nikaido. Let's first take a look at him and his accessories. He comes with 3.5 sets of hands. He comes equipped with a balled up fisted hands there, as you see. And then he comes with kind of like a pointer finger or gesturing with a pointer and thumb gesture there. Then he has a grappling looking hand, and then he has one hand effect piece with a flame coming out of it. And then he comes with a lot of flame pieces with 2 different types of stand. You have this stand, which allows you to clip on the little clamp for the figure to use it also if you need to. And then the same over here, a stand that is equipped over here with this clip if you want to. But I've equipped both stands with just the little peg that allows me to display this fire effect. And then you have another larger hand, like a ball of fire flame effect that will attach to one of his hands or arms. And then you have a humongous flaming effect, which actually comes apart into 2 different pieces. And then this like kick type flame effect, as you see there, looking neat, that attaches to this stand as well. He comes with 2 head portraits. He comes with this one, a very solemn looking, business head. And then he has this head portrait, which is more of a fighting, angry head, gritting his teeth. So that's cool. And I already showed you the peg piece that goes along with the diorama set that I have here. And then you also get a separate figure stand that says the King of Fighters Ultimate Match 98, as you see. So a lot of accessories for this guy. And the next dude is Hero Team Benimaru Nikaido, and I'm going to call him Ben for short. How about that? So let's take a look at him next. So his accessories are not as impressive, but he still has quite a few. He's got, of course, a figure stand, and you can see how it has the little clamp, so you can use it with the figure if you'd like. Then he has 4 sets of hands. He's got also a balled up fisted hand equipped on both arms here, and check out his 6-pack abs looking amazing. You can see kind of why I thought it was a female, because of this crop top in the chest. This is kind of weird looking. But anyway, then he's got a set of grappling hands, and then this set will fool you. The peg is actually, or the whole peg hole is actually on the back end. So this is kind of like a effect type hand for him to be able to straighten out his palm straight forward, almost kind of like talk to the hand kind of thing. But I could think that's for the ball effect, or the effect piece. And then another really specific looking gesturing hand there that he comes with. He comes with 2 portraits. He comes with this head portrait, which is again a very nice, detailed, very well and clean. I mean, this guy, he's supposed to be a guy, but he almost looks pretty, doesn't he? The way they've got him here. But this guy is he's got some tall hair, reminds me of Johnny Bravo. Whoosh, whoo. But anyway, he looks very, very detailed in the face, really nice. And then a second head sculpt, which means business. That is a yelling, angry, hi-ya kind of head sculpt. And then he comes with several effect pieces, this big ball of like electricity, and then like a stand of electricity, or almost like a spike of electricity that comes out of the ground, and then looks like maybe a piece that can shoot out from his hand there, and then a little piece that I'm assuming this is so you can plug it into one of the tabs here on the diorama set, so that you can then plug in the effect piece or the effect pieces where you would like to, because you see on the bottom of this like ball of energy is another hole. So I'm not sure exactly if that's just put his arm in, or if it is designed for him to actually peg it into the diorama. And then of course, like we said, he also comes with the little picture face that will correspond to either side of these. I think that one actually would plug in over here. And then also a figure stand, the King of Fighters Ultimate Match 98 there also. So a nice pack out of accessories for both of these figures, and it's just looking really cool. So now let's take a look at our Nikaido's articulation. All right, bringing our Nikaido on in here. Let's go ahead and look at this amazing figure. He's going to be able to look up. Let's see. Not so good. That's weird. I don't know what's restricting that. Well, yeah, I do. The hair is hitting the collar. Let's see if I can. There we go. If you clear the collar, tuck it in, don't let the collar hit, he's going to be able to look up that much. That's pretty decent. Not bad. He's going to be able to look down because the neck moves also. So he's able to look down pretty good. He's going to be able to get pretty decent, pretty decent head pivot. Of course, he'll be able to turn side to side. He does have full 360. He's wearing a little jacket, but you're not going to be able to take that off because they have the the gray colored in on there. It would have been nice if they could have swapped that out so you could have had a shirtless look too, or I should say coatless look with the white sleeves, but that, I don't know how they would have done that, but that would have been cool. But anyway, he does have bicep swivel right there in that sleeve, and he will definitely strike a T pose, as you see there. And he does have double jointed elbows, which go all the way. I mean, you can't get much better than that. That looks good, and it don't look too bad either. Sometimes with these smaller figures, you know, obviously it could look better, but you know, it's not too bad. Not anything worse than what we've seen in some 1/12 scale. He does have a shifting that goes up and down here, and a little bit of a even a little bit of a butterfly joint where it'll go back some and go forward some. It's built in to that ball joint, so you know that's going to be on both sides. As far as his diaphragm here, you see there is a break there in his shirt. That's going to be able to crunch forward that much. It's going to be able to crunch back a pretty good amount as well. But then if you add the waist, which is also a ball joint, he's going to be able to go way far forward crunching and way back as well, almost laying back completely. And of course he will have the ability to go side to side a lot, really good amount there. And so that's excellent. Now as far as his hands, you can see that he has a ball joint, which is like premium figures. So he's going to be able to go horizontal and swivel, or vertical and swivel, depending on which direction you have that ball joint. He also is going to be able to turn side to side at that ball joint, the waist too. He's going to get full splits, and the articulation and joints and ball joints and everything look very similar to what we're used to with other action figures in the 1/12 scale, in my opinion. You know, this looks up there like with SH Figure Arts and even some others. But yeah, it's looking really good. And then let's see, yeah, he's going to be able to kick up a really good amount. Let's see if it has a drop down method. Yeah, has the drop down method, as you see. So that's going to allow you to kick up a whole lot all the way up. That looks really good. Check that out. Really good amount for both legs. You can pull that down to show you the drop down, and being able to get that up there almost parallel with his torso. So that is excellent. And while we're up here, I'll go ahead and show you he has double jointed knees, which, let me go ahead and slide that back into place, which, let's see, yep, we'll let him kick his own behind, or the lower back at least there. Go ahead and put that back into place. Let's see, a tiny bit of thigh swivel, not a whole lot, but it's present. And he's going to be able to definitely not go tiptoes. The heel hits the back of the pant. He'll go up a little bit, and he does have rockers, and there's a peg hole in the bottom. And check this out, even with this tiny action figure, he does have a toe hinge. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, this guy is stacked with articulation. Now, the way these heads work, when they pop off, they actually keep their ball joint in the head, and it leaves the neck, because the neck also has a ball joint. As you can see, it moves some as well. But let me go ahead and show you the second head sculpt. The hair is a little bit different because it's like it's whooping around the front, and you just pop that ball joint right into that neck peg hole, and he's going to be able, let's clear the collar, he's going to be able to look up a really good amount there, and he's going to be able to look down a really good amount, and he is going to be able to get some good head pivot as well, and of course side to side. So the head articulation is basically the same. All right, I was trying to figure out how to put this thing inside of here. You do have to take it off, and then you have to unplug it from here. I thought maybe you just popped it in, but you actually slide it in so that it's a snug fit, which is pretty ingenious. Now it looks very much like it goes there. Now you can have him on the right or the left. If you have him on the left, it's a blue background, and if you have him on the right, it's a red background, just like in the video game, I'm assuming here. and then we'll just slide this on in there, and then you're going to attach those little pegs, kind of like the pegs that are on the bottom of the set, except for these are smaller. And so you can do the same over here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug that, and I'm going to take Ben, I'm calling him, piece, and slide it on this side. And then that one will go right in here, like so. There we go. And now we just pop this back there on the pegs where they belong. And now you can see that Nikaido is ready to fight. He's ready. He's looking for his opponent. But before we let him fight, we're going to go ahead and check and see about our Ben's articulation. So bringing him on in here, he has really good head movement because there's nothing really hindering. So he's going to look way up there. He's going to look way down. Yes, he does have excellent head pivot. His hair is almost top heavy here, and he's going to, of course, look side to side. And there again, you have the ability to move both the head and the neck. He's going to get full 360 with that arm. So you have, it looks like you're supposed to have some butterfly joint, but it's really just a ring filler, like we kind of see, as I've heard people say, in the McFarlane toys. But anyway, he will be able to strike a T pose, and he does have bicep swivel up in that sleeve again, double jointed elbows. He does have the ball joint, so he's going to be able to either go vertical with his fist and of course swivel, or depending on how you've got the ball joint, he will be able to go horizontal and swivel. And so really nice there. And as far as going to his diaphragm, you can see again those really nice chiseled out abs, and he's going to be able to bend or crunch forward that much, back that much. Then if you add the waist, he's going to be able to bend in just about all the way and bend back all the way as well, looking really good. You can see there's the definition there. You can see really good there. And he's also going to be able to get some really good obliques there side to side. So looking really cool. He also has full splits. Oop, you can see also the drop down method and some swivel. Oh, the swivel is really present when you drop it down. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that before. And then, of course, I didn't mention, but he's going to be able to swivel both at the waist and the diaphragm there, sorry. And then you're going to be able to kick up a really good amount there, and then you can do the other side the same way so that he can even almost touch the back end of his his knees, which is just crazy. And the light's really showing these white pants bleaching out here with the lighting, but yeah, you can see pretty much all of his articulation in the legs is excellent. Then he's got double jointed knees also. He's got that toe hinge that this one goes, his foot will bend all the way down like a tiptoe scenario, unlike the other guy. And it doesn't go up very far because it hits the top of the pant. But he does have a toe hinge, and forgot to look at the pivoting of the ankle, but he does have ankle rocker with peg hole in the bottom. So yeah, these 1/18 scale figures, get his legs back right, look really good and can do anything, that is for sure. And they're so well made. I mean, everything works. This leg popped out earlier. I was just able to pop it back in. This arm popped out, and I was trying to check on this butterfly joint, and I was able to pop it right back in. So everything's made well. You're not going to have a lot of breakage like we did early on with Storm Collectibles. And that's what these figures remind me of, with the soft chests here and the ability to just pose up so well. It's almost like a small miniature version of Storm Collectibles. That's what it reminds me of. And they almost have that level of quality too. But that's really cool. Ready, fight! And here they are, looking dynamic. Wow, they just look really cool. Take a look at how our Kaio looks over here. He's looking so neat, ready to fight, ready to box somebody's jaws. He is completely ready. I love how three-dimensional the back street seems, the traffic, the backdrop. And then here is our prissy little boy. I'm calling him Ben, but he's posing kind of a weird pose, but he's like, come on, come and get it. I'm ready for you. Looking neat. Looking really cool. Go ahead and look at the front view here. There we go. Let's bring on in the little scenes here of their levels at the top left and the top right there. You can see that's where you would have the levels. So let me show you. I'll place in the magnets. And there they go. So you can see they both have full strength so far. So that's looking cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at this set here. You have, looks like some restaurants in the backdrop and some really cool signs that go back there. Just really neat. And looks like a back alley going around the corner there. And, you know, just very detailed, and the street, you know, blurs as it goes back in there with some taller buildings back there. The cars look very authentic. They're very dated, but that's cool. Some machinery back there in that top left-hand corner, like up inside of some kind of building. Like there's a bridge maybe overhead where they're coming underneath there, and that's where you attach their levels. So it just looks really authentic, just really neat. You can really see how it just feels like they're being sucked right on into this set and this scene without any problems. And you know, you could either make this the street or a sidewalk, and you see there's a manhole there in the street and a crosswalk there. And like I said, I put my NECA building over here on the side, so that kind of can go along with it. If you've got one of those, you could definitely put that in with this, and it just really looks superb. All right, let's do some comparisons. And to do some comparisons with these guys, just to check the size, we'll go from here to this, and they are looking really cool. But when it comes to this guy, he is definitely too big to fit in with our Joy Toy figures. So unfortunately, even though he's got, looks like very good articulation, head's very limited, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, really good, you know, outfit and everything, diaphragm, even butterfly joint that's more functional than these dudes. And his head, yeah, not the best face sculpt, but I'm not really reviewing these guys, so I'm throwing that to the side. But this one definitely could work. You know, he could invade, like I said, Rampage. He could definitely, I mean, because, you know, a dragon should be taller. Now, I know it won't in the King of Fighters, but, you know, if you're just playing around, want to do some photos, the dragon definitely could work. Or he could be, I don't know, a beast that one of the dudes conjure up to help him. You know, hey, let's do role playing, right? But yeah, that's cool.